alright, I hope you don't end up begging for mercy later. I like your guts, 11 Hugo said, raising his hand abruptly. Turn off the cameras. Clear the room, everyone who's not involved, get out. As soon as he gave the order, the gamblers in the VIP room hurried for the exit. They knew Hugo meant business. After tonight, 2 bodies might end up in the river. Let's see how you wriggle out of this one, Pablo sneered, his eyes full of resentment. No chance, get ready to collect bodies tomorrow morning, Cody said as he left, avoiding getting caught in the crossfire. You brought this on yourself by offending the powerful figures of Oakvale. You'll probably vanish without a trace tomorrow, Harper said coldly. She then cast a final glance at Dustin before following Cody out. Harper pondered. If Dustin had asked for mercy earlier, there might have been a glimmer of hope. But now, it's too late. Hey, I'm powerless here too. Best of luck, Lana sighed, regretfully leaving the VIP room. Lana understood that negotiating with Pablo might have been an option, but the odds were slim to none with Hugo. From the Langford family's viewpoint, the Cameron family held no significance. Stepping in could only spell disaster for herself. Under Hugo's firm command, the golden balcony was cleared out within 3 minutes. Only the Langford family members blocked the VIP room entrance, keeping a watchful eye. Now, it's just the 2 of you, Hugo said, lighting a cigarette and exhaling a cloud of smoke. Any last words? Before you start, you might want to call Mr. Ethan. You'll regret it if you don't, Dustin suggested calmly. Regret it? Hugo sneered. Kid, I know almost all the big shots in Ailka, but I've never seen you. Do you think you can bluff your way out with a few tough words? You're way too inexperienced. To Hugo, Dustin seemed to lose his nerve, trying to talk tough when he was on the brink of death. I'm not from Oakvale, I'm Dash. Before Dustin could finish his sentence, Hugo interrupted. Not from Oakvale? That's even better. Attack. Yes. The martial artists behind Hugo responded and charged straight at Dustin and Maximus. Lana was sitting in her luxury car outside the entrance of the golden balcony, her eyebrows arched as she looked through the window. Just when she thought she'd finally met a handsome guy, she couldn't believe his string of bad luck. First, Dustin offended Pablo, and then he dared to challenge Hugo. Now, Dustin was stuck inside the golden balcony, where the chances of survival were close to 0. Resigned to her powerlessness, Lana's remaining option was to prepare for the grim task of collecting Dustin's lifeless body. Her thoughts turned depressed thinking of his pitiful life. Oh, Ms. Cameron. You're still here? Cody and Harper approached from the Lana responded casually. Us. Cody smiled faintly. We have some ties to Dustin through Harmony Healers. We thought it'd be right to stick around and help with his last rites. Spare me your hypocrisy, Lana said coldly. I'm not blind to the fact that you baited Dustin into coming here. We genuinely brought him for a business chat, never expecting the chaos that unfolded. He's reaping what he sowed, Cody retorted with a shrug. Exactly. A country bumpkin like him, who thinks he's above everyone, is getting what's coming to him, Harper chimed in. Harper, do you even know what you're saying? Lana shot a disapproving look. Dustin has helped Harmony Healers more than once. Is this how you repay him? Even animals know how to show gratitude. You are worse than animals. This time, Harper could not respond, and Cody's face darkened. Lana, we're all on level ground here. Who doesn't know about your flings and attraction to men in South City? Don't act like a saint. That's right. You've got no right to judge us, Harper added. Maybe I am promiscuous, but at least I'm not as heartless as you, Lana retorted. One sharp comeback left Cody and Harper lost for words. Their anger and pride stung. Lana was always ready for a confrontation. Lana, I know you have a soft spot for Dustin, but he might not leave the golden balcony today, Cody said with a hint of bitterness. You might not even get to claim his lifeless body. Lana remained unfazed. Well, that's none of your business. Miracles can happen. Miracles? Cody scoffed. Even if God himself came today, he wouldn't be able to save him. As they conversed, the golden balcony's gate unexpectedly swung open. Dustin casually walked out as if he was on a leisurely walk. His appearance was immaculate, without a speck of dust, as if he had gone inside for a short walk. How is this possible? At this sight, Cody and Harper were left dumbfounded, rooted to their spots. Even Lana wore a look of disbelief. They knew no one marked by the Langford family had ever emerged unscathed. Am I seeing things? Dustin walked out alive. Without a scratch. Cody rubbed his eyes, struggling to accept it. No way. He was as good as gone when Hugo ordered everyone out, Harper exclaimed, her eyes wide in disbelief. In their minds, Dustin's fate was sealed when Hugo ordered the evacuation. They had braced themselves to collect his lifeless body. Yet, in less than 10 minutes, Dustin had miraculously walked out of the golden balcony unharmed. It was simply unbelievable. Lana was in awe, her mouth agape. Wow, did a miracle happen? What she'd mentioned in passing had magically come true, leaving her shocked. As everyone was still processing this, an even more unbelievable scene played out. Not long after Dustin had walked out, Maximus followed closely, carrying 2 people. On his left was Pablo, with broken limbs and in agonizing pain. On the right was Hugo, who was so battered and bruised that he was almost unrecognizable. They were like rag dolls, clutched by their collars, as Maximus dragged them out of the golden balcony, leaving a trail of blood in their wake. It became clear that it wasn't Hugo who spared Dustin and Maximus. Instead, Dustin and Maximus had fought their way out of an intense situation. Earlier, Hugo had brought the elite martial artists from the Langford family, each capable of taking on 100 enemies. Yet, in just a few minutes, all the elite martial artists were defeated, and Hugo himself had been captured. The skill of Dustin and Maximus was nothing short of amazing. "Get in the car," Dustin said as he grabbed the keys from Hugo's pocket. He motioned for Maximus to load the 2 injured men into the vehicle. Eventually, Dustin took the wheel of Hugo's Land Rover and sped away, leaving only the fading taillights behind. Cody nervously gulped, a shiver running down his spine. Luckily, they'd escaped. Otherwise, they might have ended up like Hugo. "What should we do now, Cody?" "It looks like Dustin took Mr. Hugo." Harper was at a loss. The current situation was way more dire than she'd expected. "This is a mess. Dustin just kidnapped Mr. Hugo." Cody suddenly realized the gravity of the situation and went pale. "Come on, get in the car. We must alert the Langford family and get Mr. Hugo back, or we're both in deep trouble." With that, he dashed into his vehicle. "Why are you just standing there? Hurry up." Seeing that Harper was hesitating, Cody stuck his head out of the car window and urged her on. "Yes, right." Harper snapped out of her daze and quickly took the passenger seat. With the engine roaring to life, the 2 of them sped away. Dustin had dragged them into this mess. The Langford family wouldn't go easy on them if he'd harmed Hugo. What is that lunatic up to? Lana furrowed her brow and gave the driver a pat on the shoulder. "Let's go after them." Soon, her luxury car roared to life, trailing closely behind. The 3 cars navigated through the streets, driving for roughly an hour. Dustin, who drove the Land Rover, pulled up in front of a lavish courtyard. It was an incredibly luxurious place with towering walls, traditional tiles, and a timeless appearance. The gate had a golden border, and 2 imposing stone lions guarded the entrance. Above the gate, a golden plaque proudly displayed the words, "Langford Residence." "Stop. Who's there?" As Dustin and Maximus stepped out of the car, the 2 guards at the entrance of the Langford residence immediately tensed up. "I'm here to see Mr. Ethan. Can you let him know?" Dustin asked calmly. "You can't just barge in to see Mr. Ethan. You'll have to send a request in writing tomorrow and wait for a response," the left guard replied curtly. Without further ado, Dustin made a simple hand gesture. Maximus understood the cue and quickly pulled Hugo out of the car, positioning him in front of the residence's gate. "Mr. Hugo,